local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Right now on WESH 2 News at 5, impact weather in Central Florida. Our first warning radar showing storms dumping more heavy rain, prompting flooding concerns.
It's good to see them here, but we'd also like to see the problem solved.
And after days of wet weather, drainage issues exposed in several local neighborhoods. The work to reduce the flooding risk.
The 14-year-old school shooting suspect charged as an adult in Georgia. Tonight, we're learning more about him and the students and teachers killed.
Making it easier for migrants escaping violence to work in the United States.
They've come here to pay taxes. They've come here to build something for themselves, and not only build something for themselves, but build communities that are safe.
The new bill, a Florida lawmaker and advocates say, will help boost the economy.
Daytona Beach will be relocating its busiest fire station. I'm WESH 2's Pamela Combe, and officials are excited for this change because the station is right on the Halifax River, which tends to overflow, flooding the road and impacting emergency services.
And flooding is the biggest concern as more evening storms roll into our area.
Our first warning weather team says that this impact weather will last through about 9 o'clock tonight. So we want to give you a quick look outside. This is through our tower camera network. This is Ocala, and you can see there are raindrops on the lens in this area. Our first warning meteorologist Marquise Mita is tracking these storms hour by hour. Marquise.
Well, those showers in Ocala, those have been moving towards the east for the last hour, but they've seen consistent rain, and so have folks in Volusia County. Gray skies have been present all throughout the day as showers and storms continue to cluster across I-95. Let's drop your temperature from the upper 80s to the upper 70s, 78 degrees in Daytona Beach as we have ongoing showers, storms, and breezy wind conditions. Now, the impact weather is going to be mainly featuring heavy rain showers, but we could have 1 or 2 possible stronger storms with those gusty winds above 30 miles per hour. The timing continues through 9 o'clock tonight, but we'll still have some lingering showers past the midnight hour, all courtesy of this stationary boundary, which has parked itself across Central Florida. So today, tomorrow, and Saturday, there will be an active flood threat, especially across our northernmost counties. Active flood watches do include Lake and Volusia. This is actually going to extend all the way into Sunday, but let's zoom in nice and tight so we can see the ongoing showers across Flagler Beach, Ormond, Daytona, and Volusia County. That's where we've seen rainfall accumulation up to 5 inches out towards De Leon Springs, also Astor 4.5 or 5.2 inches of rain, and we certainly got much more on the way. Even across I-75, still ongoing showers do exist in Ocala, and here's where we have active outflow boundaries, increasing your chance for rain in Lake County out towards Sorrento, and these are pushing towards the south, possibly into the metro. We're watching this outflow boundary right here, pushing across Apopka, where we could have a collision taking place within the next hour. We'll time it out with Futurecast coming up in the next 15 minutes.
After days of soaking rain, people in several counties are now dealing with flooding.
WESH 2's Dave McDaniel is checking out the damage and what Orange and Seminole are doing to try to prevent flooding in the future. And remember, our WESH 2 News weather team is working around the clock to keep you up to date on changes to our forecast. For the latest details, download the WESH 2 News app and turn on alerts for breaking updates.
Developing news out of Georgia, where the suspect in a deadly mass shooting has been charged as an adult with murder. WESH 2's Stuart Moore here in the studio tonight. Stu, what are we learning today? Investigators have actually revealed disturbing details about the 14-year-old suspect.
That's right, Jesse. 2 senior law enforcement officials tell NBC News 14-year-old Colt Gray had shown interest in previous school shootings, including the 2018 shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland. Georgia's governor has ordered all state flags to be lowered at half-staff. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Stu. Here in Central Florida, local law enforcement agencies say they're doing what they can to prevent tragedies like what happened in Georgia. Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood knows many parents and teachers are now on high alert. Some wonder what's being done to protect students, especially after they heard the Georgia shooting suspect was previously questioned about threats on social media.
But here's something I can assure parents in Volusia County. Based on what that kid did the previous school year, he would not have been on campus this school year, because the way the school would have handled that is he would now be homeschooled. He wouldn't be allowed back on that property.
Chitwood says the response to this type of situation has changed drastically. Before, they needed to wait for SWAT to enter the building. Now they don't. The deputy who gets the initial call has to respond.
Brevard County Public Schools says that it's saddened by the school shooting in Georgia, and a statement to WESH 2 says in part, the school district will, quote, continue to prioritize the safety and well-being of our students and staff. It says it maintains a secure learning environment through a safety plan that includes school resource or safety officers on every campus, advanced security technologies, and mental health support. As investigators continue to look into the Georgia school shooting, WESH 2 is staying on top of any new developments. Keep up to date when we're off the air by going to WESH.com and download the free WESH 2 News mobile app.
Tonight, we're hearing from the couple suing the Orlando Police Department for $10 million after they say a SWAT team raided their home in 2020 based on false child pornography accusations.
WESH 2's Megan Mulatto sat down with them as they recalled the day they say they were held at gunpoint. Daytona Beach's oldest and busiest fire station is moving. The station has flooded in the past and firefighters have outgrown it.
WESH 2's Pamela Combe tells us about some money the city was awarded to help make this all happen. Now, they hope to break ground on the new station in December and expect it to be complete in about a year.
Still ahead, a suspected car thief with expensive taste. We're talking brands like Porsche, Audi, and BMW, and more.
Yeah, and get this, police say he's just 12 years old, not old enough to drive, where he was finally found this week.
And the show must go on when it comes to expanding the Titusville Playhouse, how they plan to raise millions of dollars to make it happen.
Closed captioning brought to you by National Floors Direct.
Central Florida traffic can be brutal, but Megan Mackey is here to help you navigate it all. From mapping out your commute to monitoring changes on our roads.
Consider me your local transportation expert.
Real-time updates every morning and in-depth reporting on the transportation issues that impact our community. This is what First Warning traffic looks like with Megan Mackey. And it's here on WESH 2 News. Local, live, late breaking.
The Titusville Playhouse says despite a funding setback, the theater will press on toward a $75 million expansion.
They tell us this create a new 550-seat venue is important for their community. $1 Million Quartet opens Friday and runs for 4 weeks. The expansion project will be several years in the making before it's finally complete.
Okay, we are hoping to work some Clear the Shelter's magic for our next featured dog. This is Zeus. Zeus was surrendered by his owner to Orange County Animal Services and is now a longtime resident. Zeus is friendly and gentle, but the shelter environment is starting to really stress him out. He is very unhappy in his kennel, but once he gets into the play yard, he is a happy, sweet boy. We are looking for someone who will give this loving, calm boy a chance at a forever home. If that is you, head to WESH.com for Zeus's adoption details.
Bringing in First Warning meteorologist Marquise Mita. Marquise, the rain is here. Big chunks of Central Florida seeing it.
That's what we've been showing all week long. It's like Labor Day hit and we moved from summer to, I want to say, spring with these showers, essentially. It's like I was trying to get some pool days in, getting my tan on.
That's not happening.
Mother Nature, she has other plans, of course. But here's the scene across the tourist district in which we've got showers moving in, a surge of them coming in from the south, as a matter of fact. Droplets on the tower cam, and those have cooled temperatures significantly all across Central Florida. Many of us peaked in the 90s today. I don't see one single 90-degree reading on this chart here. 82 in Orlando, where we got those showers surging in from the south, and we could perhaps see a collision taking place with a couple storms moving in from both directions, the north and the south. Now, the predominant cluster of showers, that's across Volusia, Flagler, also Lake County as we speak. But here's where the tower cam was situated over Disney, and this is what's moving in from the south. All right, we do have those shades of red here on our live radar indicating rainfall return rates of up to 2 inches in just an hour's time span. Showers remain consistent that we've seen rainfall returns up to 5+ inches, and 4.5 just north of DeLand into Astor. Also Salt Springs, you guys have seen 2 to 3 inches of rain so far in Marion County. Now those showers are dissipating, pushing towards the north and the east slowly. We're trying to wring out those last few drops, but it looks like those will stay overhead at least for the next hour. And this is the collision that we were talking about, right? The outflow boundary pushing south across Orange County. You see it moving rather quickly. So we could have some breezy conditions as well. Gusts could be up to 30 miles per hour out to that direction in Ocoee. And here's what's moving south, or moving in from the south across Disney. We talked about those showers coming in along the I-4 corridor, and it's likely that we'll see that collision taking place with this outflow boundary heading towards where we have those clusters of showers going on. So much more rain inside the metro, but some of our southernmost communities could see some showers as well. Winter Haven, you managed to stay dry up until this point, but right around 7 o'clock, that's when we see widespread showers across Polk County pushing towards the east. We're going to have the impact weather from now until 9, but after 9 o'clock is when we see that chance for some dissipation taking place. Towards midnight, we all start to see the rain showers calming down, and we're left with partly cloudy or mostly cloudy skies overnight. Temps should fall back into the mid and the upper 70s, and we actually start off the day with a little bit of sunshine tomorrow as these clouds start to clear just before sunrise. 76 for your overnight low here in Orlando. And as we track the tropics, we do have some activity brewing, just like our rain showers here in Central Florida. 5 different disturbances that we're watching out for. A couple in the Caribbean and the Gulf could have the potential to impact the United States, not us here in Central Florida, but these show a 20 and a 10% chance for development over the next 7 days. This cluster of showers and storms moving towards the west is going to impact Mexico in the days to come, and it could combine with this one here across south and eastern Texas. Just something to keep your eyes on over the next week. We'll be keeping our eyes on the rain. Much more of that tomorrow. Temperatures range between 89 and 94 degrees. Sunny to start off the day. We'll make it back into the upper 80s and lower 90s tomorrow. It's not going to stay that way, right? We'll cool down with those rain showers moving in, and you'll need the poncho and the umbrella as the Lake Mary Rams are hosting the Lakeland Dreadnoughts tomorrow. Scattered storms for your kickoff, and we'll watch that chance for rain linger across the weekend as well. This stationary boundary is taking its time to move across the region, so the longer it stays overhead, the more rain we are going to see. We carry a 60 and 70% chance for showers on Saturday and Sunday, but then eventually temperatures start to cool. We'll be back in the upper 80s starting on Monday. We'll carry that chance for cooler temperatures into Thursday, also carrying a chance for rain between 60 and 70%. Stay with us, though. More news is coming right up after the break.
First Warning Weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by American Air and Heat.
It's not too early to start thinking about your holiday travel plans. A new AAA survey found a majority of Floridians planning to travel will make their reservations before October. Nearly 2/3 of residents plan to take an overnight vacation between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day. Almost half of them will book sometime during September and October. We are in September, by the way. And a small percentage will wait until the last minute to book in November and December. Tourist tax collections were down in Orlando for the month of July. This is a live look from our tower camera at Lake Eola. New numbers from Visit Orlando show hotel occupancy went down 3% compared to July of last year. The average daily rate dipped by 2%, down to about $174 a night. Experts with Visit Orlando say families are more budget conscious this year, and those who can afford to travel are more interested in going abroad.
Ticketmaster is under investigation again, this time in the United Kingdom. The UK's competition watchdog says it will look at dynamic pricing for Oasis ticket sales. So many fans of the 90s British pop band waited in an online queue for hours. And once they could buy tickets, they ended up paying double the face value because of dynamic pricing. Critics say it was deceptive to use dynamic pricing when organizers knew there would be high demand. Here in the United States, the Justice Department sued Live Nation and Ticketmaster back in May for monopolizing the live event industry.
More news coming up at 5:30, including the factors keeping many Puerto Ricans on the brink of poverty.
And a 12-year-old boy already has a long criminal history breaking into luxury car dealerships.
The system we are stuck in now has allowed these repeated occasions to occur.
Why the boy cannot be charged for property crimes, even though police say he's guilty.
WESH 2 News continues.
Now at 5:30, taking a live look at the wet roads on I-95 just near Ormond Beach. Strong storms could cause more flooding tonight, which is why our first warning weather team says there could be impact weather.
Meteorologist Marquise Mita has been monitoring the situation for us. And Marquise, we've already gotten a lot of rainfall this week, so we know more rain is on the way. It could make the flooding even worse.
Yes, especially for our northernmost counties. That's where we're seeing the bulk of the precipitation this Thursday. But it's all across Central Florida that we are at risk for any flooding due to the rain that we've seen so far. Take a look at these rainfall totals. This is just from today. It's been Volusia County, also Flagler County, that have seen rainfall accumulation upwards of 3, 4, nearly 5 inches. De Leon Springs, 4.72, just shy of 4.5 inches is Ormond Beach, 4.49. DeLand, 3.21, and Bunnell, just a hair over 3 inches. Out towards Daytona Beach, more of the same. Consistent gray skies have been in the forecast today as showers and storms continue to surge. 78 degrees, a breeze from the north and the west. That's a variable breeze courtesy of the showers propagating across the area, and that's courtesy of this stationary boundary. It's been draped across Central Florida throughout the work week where we've had this consistent flood threat. So today it's all across Central Florida, tomorrow and also Saturday. As we get into the weekend, we'll see it across the I-75 corridor out towards the north and the west, but it's the north and the east where we have the active ongoing showers. Not as many thunderstorms as we've seen earlier in the afternoon, but consistent rain out towards Flagler, Ormond, and Daytona Beach. Out this direction, we've seen upwards of 3, 4, and 5 inches of rain slowly pushing towards the northeast there. But here's where we have a surge of showers into Lake County, Sorrento, Apopka. We see that outflow boundary pushing towards the south, in which we could have a collision taking place right in the metro. A surge of showers across Disney pushed towards the north, and here's that outflow boundary in which we're going to have expansive showers likely within the next hour. We'll time it all out for you, and when the rain will come to an end with our future cast in the next 15 minutes.
Hundreds of thousands of migrants contribute to Florida's economy, and now there's a new push to make it easier for them to find work and keep their jobs.
Specifically, migrants granted temporary protected status in the United States. WESH 2's tonight, Geber Gadigas tells us about the new bill that one lawmaker says will improve the application process. Because of the backlog, the Department of Homeland Security has increased the extension period of certain work permit applications from 6 months to 18 months.
Just one day after that mass shooting at a high school in Winder, Georgia, we're learning more about the victims. There are 2 math teachers and 2 14-year-old students. These are their faces: Christina Ermi, Richard Aspinwall, Christian Angulo, and Mason Schermerhorn. Reporter Reina Yerena with our sister station WYFF spoke with mourners who visited the school today.
New at 5, a 12-year-old in Maryland is accused of breaking into 6 high-end car dealerships and in some cases stealing cars. Investigators say the preteen broke into a Rockville auto shop a week ago, and he was caught inside of a Porsche dealership in Bethesda earlier in the week. They also say that he's behind break-ins at BMW, Jaguar, and Audi dealerships.
That young individual is in need of some supervision, and I think it's critical that he gets that.
But because he is under 13 years old, he cannot be charged with property crimes in Maryland. The president's son, Hunter Biden, will change his not guilty plea in a tax evasion case to avoid a trial. His lawyers made the announcement today, just moments before jury selection was set to begin in Los Angeles. The plea would let Hunter Biden maintain his innocence, but he would have to take whatever sentence the judge hands down. Prosecutors have pushed back, saying they would object to this kind of plea deal.
In Commitment 2024, the rules are set for the upcoming presidential debate next Tuesday. It's a pivotal moment in the race as both nominees ramp up their policy pushes.
WESH 2's Christopher Salas is in our Washington bureau now with the candidates' promises. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump will debate for 90 minutes on Tuesday, and you will be able to watch it right here on WESH 2.
New at 5, a study found almost half of adults in Puerto Rico are not financially secure. 47% of Puerto Ricans surveyed say they were financially fragile, compared to 30% of people in the mainland U.S. Almost 40% of Puerto Ricans admit to spending more than their monthly income. Authors of the study say the Great Recession in the late 2000s, followed by Hurricane Maria in 2017, and the pandemic made it difficult for people on the island to get ahead financially. Verizon is buying Frontier Communications. The $20 billion deal could help Verizon better compete with AT&T and other broadband companies. Verizon get the network infrastructure that it sold to Frontier nearly a decade ago. The all-cash deal is expected to close within about a year and a half.
Prepare for your heart to melt when you see the eyes on this Clear the Shelters featured dog. This is King. At 8 years old, King looks commanding with his large head and serious stare, but the staff at Orange County Animal Services says that he is really just a goofball, playful and calm. And despite his size, King is quite gentle. He was in foster care for a bit, and they brought King into the office, and he is so well behaved. He's also content being an only dog just to soak up all the love that you have to offer. You can bring King home today. Head to WESH.com for all of his adoption details. Still ahead, a woman whose hobby has become her superpower.
I absolutely can't sit here. I have to do something.
She makes everything from bedspreads to sweaters, and she's taking an extra step, making her this week's community champion. Plus, the NFL season kicks off tonight right here on WESH 2. Instead of WESH 2 News at 7, we have Football Night in America. It all leads up to the game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Covering Central Florida, so you never miss a moment of what's happening. Every night at 10, Michelle Imparato, Jesse Pagan, and First Warning Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi. WESH 2 News at 10 on CW18. Local, live, late breaking.
Closed captioning is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin.
She may be retired, but she keeps her hands busy. Our community champion of the week spends her days knitting sweaters for elementary school children in the area. And it all started when she simply drove by the school one day.
WESH 2's Sonika Dange introduces us to Phyllis Jarsky. And while it might be a little too warm for sweaters this time of year in Florida, Phyllis also collects donations of socks, shoes, and underwear for the students to meet their most basic needs. Do you know someone with a history of doing good in Central Florida? WESH 2 wants to know about them. Nominate those with a track record of giving back for a WESH 2 Community Champion Spotlight. Email us details about your nominee to communitychampion@wesh.com, and they can be featured right here on WESH 2 on Thursdays.
I want to get you to some breaking news right now. The president's son, Hunter Biden, has officially pleaded guilty to federal tax charges in an effort to avoid a trial in a tax evasion case. He had previously pleaded not guilty. His lawyers made the announcement today. Hunter Biden was already convicted in a separate gun case.
All right, Marquise, we keep looking outside. It's on and off, but the rain, by and large, is coming down.
Yeah, for Central Florida as a whole, we are definitely getting wet today, and that's been the case all throughout the work week. We've been dealing with the same stationary boundary, which has created these gray skies. So we haven't seen too much sunshine throughout your work week forecast. But here's a look at our tower cam. No rain for the moment right here in downtown Orlando. But I know you're saying, Marquise, it's not raining over me right now, but let's just switch the camera real quick. And these are the showers that we see in just a few exits south on I-4 over our tourist district. It was a surge of showers moving in from the south, and we could have a collision coming up in the next half an hour closer to the metro, maybe just to your west. But the showers have certainly cooled temperatures in Central Florida. We've actually dropped down to the lower 80s, and that's where we're going to hang out for the next hour or so. 82 degrees in Orlando, 70s elsewhere, courtesy of those consistent rain showers and thunderstorms like Leesburg and Claremont and Lake County. And we've seen even cooler temperatures out towards Palm Coast, 75 degrees currently. Now, it's all across Central Florida that we do carry the threat for flooding. You might not see rain for this very specific minute, but that could possibly change as we're now starting to get showers all across the I-4 corridor, courtesy of this outflow boundary pushing towards the south, and we're seeing the lightning strikes associated with it. But to our north and east in Flagler and Volusia County, that's where we see those consistent rain showers. But here's that collision, and you see what's popping up across Ocoee right now. Very heavy rain showers. These could be up to 3 inches in just an hour's time span, and it's due to that collision. You got rain moving in from the south and the north with that outflow boundary. These are the consistent showers that we've talked about right out towards Daytona Beach, where we have these shades of yellow along I-95. That's where we've seen the most significant rainfall returns of 3 to 4, maybe even 5 or closer to 6 inches if you're in the DeLand area, where we still see those consistent consistent rain showers overhead. But now this is new. Over the last half an hour, we've seen a couple showers and thunderstorms push towards the north and the east. And we've had this consistent moist atmosphere in place, courtesy of that stationary boundary, which could potentially lead to some overnight showers as well. What we do see is this outflow boundary kicking up the wind across Winter Park, also Ocoee. This is where the breeze could be anywhere between 20 and 30 miles per hour. To your south, we could potentially see some rain across I-4 in Polk County, an area that hasn't gotten hit quite yet, but we did say that some changes on the way. These showers will push towards the east as the night progresses. Then eventually we'll move away from the impact weather to just lingering showers and storms between 9 and 12. And then after 12 o'clock, partly cloudy or mostly cloudy skies, even a sliver of sunshine right here in Orlando to start off the day. So the showers tonight die down by midnight. They'll be back tomorrow in the afternoon. Showers and storms across your Friday forecast. Tonight's lows do drop into the mid and the upper 70s, right around our seasonal average. Wake up temperature is 76 degrees in Orlando. Muggy start to the morning. Could have some lighter showers just across I-95 with that East Coast flow. And then we're warming up with a little bit of sunshine to start off the day. Sunshine will be short-lived, but it will get you back into the lower 90s. Weekend forecast does show a 60 and 70% chance for showers on Saturday and Sunday as this stationary boundary slowly pushes towards the south. After it passes us, though, the biggest change that we will see in our forecast won't be in regards to the precipitation. It will be in regards to your temperatures. Those eventually drop off into the upper 80s starting on Monday, and that's the trend that we're rocking and rolling with from Monday through Thursday. Temperatures in the upper 80s and a consistent rain chance coming up in the afternoon.
Closed captioning is sponsored by New South Window Solutions.
Our next Clear the Shelters pup is Bruce here. He's 3 years old, currently with Orange County Animal Services. Bruce is actually one of their longest residents, so we all really want you to learn more about this guy. Shelter staff tell us Bruce loves treats and playtime and gets along well with everyone he's playing with in their yard. He's a bigger, stronger dog, but is actually very gentle. He's very considerate of his strength. That bigger body means bigger heart. If you want to see those sweet brown eyes smiling at you every day, go to WESH.com to find all of Bruce's adoption details.
The Blue Man Group is back in Orlando, and they kicked off their return in colorful fashion this morning at Icon Park.
That was the group painting their managing director and basically just having a big old party with local leaders in front of the wheel there. The Blue Band Group used to be a regular attraction in Orlando for 14 years and performed at Universal. They stopped in 2021 during the pandemic, but they're back now with a brand new 500-seat theater being built at Icon Park.
With new attractions like Blue Man, we know that the Blue Man Group is going to help us continue that dominance, if you will, that we have in terms of attracting visitation to our area.
This is all still in the development stage, but the group hopes to begin performing there by the end of the year. New at 5, he's played Batman and Beetlejuice. Michael Keaton is no stranger to Hollywood. His new movie Beetlejuice hits theaters tomorrow.
But did you know that he wants to go by a different name? The actor told People magazine that his real name is Michael Douglas. But when he first got into acting, someone else in the Screen Actors Guild was already using that name professionally, so he went with Michael Keaton. He said he made it up after flipping through a phone book. In the future, he plans to use a mix of his birth name and his stage name, Michael Keaton Douglas. I feel like he doesn't need to do that now. He's already established.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. But whatever he wants. Western News at 6 is straight ahead.
Stuart Moore joins us now with what's coming up next half hour, Stu.
I just want to point out that Jesse said Beetlejuice. He didn't go 3 times in a row.
Sure didn't.
Just pointing that out. All right, next at 6, he was a convicted cop killer and infamous drug kingpin, but former President Donald Trump with the stroke of a pen. Now, that man has committed a new violent crime here in Central Florida. And we are hearing from the couple suing the Orlando Police Department for raiding their home in 2020, following what they say were false allegations. Why they say this could happen to anyone.